Right then, we are live. I am a little bit late today. I was just faffing around with YouTube live control room and it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. So I thought, oh my god, I'm going to be late. But I wasn't, so that's okay. I don't know what happened. I added another camera to the stream and then it just wouldn't let me even stream. I don't know why. But I mistakenly added another camera to it and something got buggered up anyway. So we've got a few people jumping in now. Wow, we've got quite a few people jumping in actually. We've got Peter, we've got Lucy T, we've got George, we've got Richard, Southwest Sellers, we've got Tom, Forge Your Own Path, and we've got Jason. So hi there everyone. Regular faces in. I'll just check where I am in frame. Oh yeah, pretty good here. I'm where I usually am. I'm cool. Nearly forgot to plug my mic in for the first time in a few weeks, so that would have been funny if you couldn't have heard my voice. But I avoided that one just at the nick of time, So yeah, that was lucky because that would have been a schoolboy error right there. But yeah, I do it often enough anyway. So yeah, if you got any questions, pop them in the chat. Also, the topic today, it isn't really a topic actually. I've just put, it's more of a reminder for myself. I just put, don't reveal the challenge. I did a challenge on Monday. Basically, I'll explain very, very briefly without giving away any details. But as you are aware, every year on my birthday, on the 6th of February, I do a reselling challenge. Well, this year, the challenge that I wanted to do, basically how can I explain this? I didn't know whether I'd be able to do it because I didn't know whether I'd have the resources to do it. That doesn't really give much away, so I think that's okay. But yeah, it is a reselling challenge, as I alluded to in one of the recent vlogs that have come out. Basically, I'm doing something to do with reselling and something to do with listing as well. That's going to be a part of it. So yeah, without giving any more information away, I just wanted to quickly touch on that. I'm not doing it on my birthday as well this year, so if you think that that's it can't be called a birthday challenge, then that's fine. I'm not going to actually entitle this one a birthday challenge because I didn't do it on my birthday. But yeah, I am going to upload it on my birthday, and that's going to be kind of this year's challenge. Whether you want to see it as a birthday challenge or not is completely up to you. But yeah, and then next year I've got some other plans as well for another challenge already. I've got a few different ideas, but yeah, so I just wanted to touch on that, but I'm not going to reveal any more. I've put in the title, don't reveal anything about the challenge or whatever it said. I've forgotten what it said already because my memory's terrible. But yeah, something like that. So I'm not going to reveal any more about the challenge. And yeah, so if you've got any questions, anything like that, then please do throw them my way. Yeah, what else to say this week, really, before we get into it? It's been a fairly busy week, obviously, with having the challenge. I was busy on Monday. But yeah, it's been a fairly busy week, fairly productive week. Sales have been very slow. I don't know why that is, because I've been listing quite a lot this week. So yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like eBay's just completely turned me off. It's just one of them weeks, I suppose, where it's just really slow. But it has been slow. It's not been slow. It's been slow. You know what I mean? It's been grind to a halt kind of thing. Yesterday I had 3 sales, 45 quid or something like that. So I'm talking, it's slow. It's really slow. And I think the day before that I was on 31 quid or 33 quid on eBay. So yeah, it's really slow on eBay at the moment. So I don't know what that is. Obviously, some people in the chat will probably end up saying that they're having great time with it, because it always goes like that, doesn't it? When one week one person is having a really good week, someone else is having a really bad week. And one week someone's having a really bad week, another person's having a really good week. So you never know, I might have a really good week next week, and I would expect that it should be okay next week because of my sort of regularity of listing this week. So yeah, we'll just have to see. But it's just one of those things you have to, it can be quite hard, especially when it's been really slow, to not only get the motivation to list more, but also just keep on track, just keep positive generally, and keep at it really. But as I've mentioned before, the longer you've been doing reselling, the easier and easier it does get. And it is easier now for me to pick myself up and just say, right, well, I know what I've got to do to make it, you know, good again, and that's just listing more items. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. So I've just been doing that this week. Busy week. I've not done any vlogs this week, but I have recorded a couple of haul videos from the auction, you know, from that big job lot from the auction. So those will be coming out in a week or so. I think the first one will be about the 23rd or 24th, I think it comes out, because I've got a few videos scheduled before that. So yeah, that's about it that I need to talk about really for my week. So I'll have a look in the chat, see who's in there, and see what's going on. Jan's been really good for me, better than December. Does seem to have slowed the last few days though. Yeah, Jan was good the first couple of weeks for me. It was good. Like Jan's normally brilliant. Like Jan is literally, like, my January is like literally not in line with my December, but it's normally, you know, up there. It's not far off equal to my December. So you know, there's not much of a drop generally in January for me. It's more of a like steady decline, and then when we get to February, March, it starts to slow down. But no, it's just weird. Like the last few days, it's just tanked. Like, I'm not even talking it's just slow. I mean, it's just like it's dropped off a cliff, you know. So yeah, it's weird. I mean, it just, I suppose it's just listing, you know, as I mentioned before, it's just listing, and then things pick up, you know. So, I mean, I've done this long enough to know what I need to do to get things back to where they need to be. But it's sometimes this emotional barrier, isn't it, where you think, oh, but, you know, I'm not getting the results, and then that makes you a little bit less positive because you're thinking, well, I'm not getting the results, and I don't know whether I can bring myself to list, and that's the battle. It's inside your own mind. It's trying to think to yourself, right, I know that the results will come back, but I have to kind of remove my emotion a little bit for now and just get on with the work at hand, and kind of see that at some point in the future things are going to be good again, you know. So it's just, yeah, I mean, but I think in January it always can be a bit of a trick. It's a little bit of a trickster, because when you've had such a good Q4 and you're all up there and you're excited, to then get slow days in January is like the opposite end of the spectrum. So it can mess with you a little bit, you know, like that sort of roller coaster of reselling that a lot of people talk about. So yeah, you know, it's just how it goes really. We've got Power Reselling in there, we've got Kirsten's Curiosities, we've got Shelster Rooney, hi there, we've got Sean, hi there, and that's about it. Oh, very, very personal skits, just had £150 ka-ching, wow, that's a nice one. eBay has been good, 402 yesterday, and today £48 off eBay, so oh, nice. Yeah, I don't know, because it's weird, like it always is. A couple of people are saying it's slow, few people say it's good. Like, I've seen a couple of people on Instagram say it's been slower. You know, it's just how it always is, isn't it? Like, I've always found this in the Facebook groups, on Insta, wherever. Like, half the people always say it's brilliant, and then half the people always say it's terrible, and then it just flips round, doesn't it? It's weird, you know, but yeah, at least some people are having it good, you know, at least some people are having brilliant days and stuff, so, you know, that's brilliant for them, and then obviously it'll flip round and come back onto me in a few days or a week or so, hopefully. I just kind of wish we all just had brilliant days all the time, you know, we all just had, or at least not brilliant days, but we all had some level of consistency with it, instead of it just being so up and down. But, you know, I mean, part of me does love the nature of it being so up and down, because, like, when you're not selling, you do have a little bit more time to get a bit more listing done, or you have a little bit more time to get some sorting done, or to get some tidying done, or whatever it may be that you need to do on that particular day. You've got a bit more time to do it because you're not selling and you're not having to package as much. So, you know, there's always a positive to be found. So I'll just have a look in the chat. 1,000 charity shops in a weekend. Yeah, yeah, right. Bloody hell, I'd never do that. Unless all the 1,000 charity shops were just one big row, like, you know, just like down, I don't know, imagine like at the seafront, and there's a massive long row of shops or something right near the seafront, and there's like 1,000 charity shops down it, you know. Oh, that'd be so cool. Like, yeah, I'd do it then. I'd do 1,000 charity shops in a weekend if it was like that, but there's no way you could do 1,000, like, you know, just like going from place to place. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? I think the maximum, because I did the 50 in a day, and that was a push. But I think the maximum you could do in, like, let's say a weekend, let's say also in each town they've got a fair amount of charity shops. I'm talking like 10 charity shops in each town you go to, and the towns aren't too far away from each other. I reckon you could do over 100 in a weekend. I reckon you could, because I did that 50 in a day, so you multiply that by 2. You could definitely do, well, actually, I wouldn't even say a weekend, because on Sunday some of them are closed, so let's just say 2 days in the week or whatever. You could do 100, I reckon, but it depends on where you are, because some towns, you know, you might be travelling for miles to get to the next town, or one town might only have 2 or 3 charity shops, and the next one might only have 2 or 3. So, I mean, I live in a pretty decent area, because I can travel about 40 minutes, like kind of a radius of 40 minutes, and it covers a lot of different towns with, like, sort of anywhere between 7 to 11 charity shops, let's say. So my local town has 9 charity shops. You know, Knutsford, that we've been to in the vlogs, or I've shown you in the vlogs quite a lot, that only has about 4 or 5. But then you have, like, Altrincham that has about 9 again, like 8 or 9. You have Macclesfield, which did used to have 12. I don't know how many it has now, but it did used to have 12. So I went there on my charity shop video as well, because I knew that would get me off to a good start, doing 12 of them. Where else? We've got, like, Wimslow, that's got about 5 or 6. Stockton Heath, that's got about 5 or 6. So yeah, you know, around my area there's a good scope, and there's more than that. You know, I went to a few other different places as well, but you know, it's pretty decent. So you know, I think, yeah, you could do it, but you've got to be in that sort of area, you know, to have those charity shops to hand, really. Right then, let me have a look. January, everyone spent too much over Xmas. Yeah, very true. That could be it. Afternoon, we sell. Oh, I've already yeah, Shell's in the chat. Who else in here? Who else is in here? Same. Be back on in half an hour. Oh, is someone going? Tom's going, but is someone else going? I don't know. Someone else was going, I think. Sean's in the chat. Thanks. Hi, Sean. I don't know why I said thanks, Sean. I meant hi. I meant to say hi. Oh, Pommy Pick is in the chat. Hi there. Corey, add adverts to your YouTube channel. Yeah, I was saying to Corey the other day, actually. I think I messaged him, or maybe, no, I think I commented on his post. Yeah, get adverts on your channel, and then you might earn a little bit. I don't earn a lot, you know. I mean, I'm happy saying what I've earned. I've always said what I've earned. You know, these days I do about £50 a month. It used to be about 35, 40 quid, but it's gone up a little bit. And in the total time I've been doing YouTube for the last 3 years, I've earned just shy of £1,000. I've earned about 800 quid for 3 years. So, you know, I mean, I do it out of love. You know, I don't, nowadays, like, I just, there's not any point in doing YouTube on a small scale like this expecting you're gonna earn enough to warrant doing it, you know. But at least if you get to that 1,000 subscribers, then you can get a little bit of something back, can't you? So it's something at least. And you know, it's why a lot of the other resellers who are about sort of 700-800 subs, I really want to try and just get them to 1,000 subs so that you can at least monetize it, and then you can get a little bit of something back, even if it's just 10 or 20 quid a month at first. You know, it's something back. Like 50 quid a month doesn't sound like a lot, right? And it isn't really a lot. You know, in the grand schemes of my business, it isn't a lot, right? But it's a nice little bit of extra money, you know, that I wouldn't have got otherwise. So, like, I mean, my aim is to try and get it to about £100, because that'd be a good chunk of money. You know, that £100 a month would be a good chunk of money. 1,200 a year, that'd be pretty cool. But you know, I'm still happy with what I get. I don't feel it's worthy of the time I put in. I don't feel like the effort and the time I put in is matched by the income. I genuinely believe I am owed a lot more money from YouTube for the time and the effort I put into my videos. I mean, I do like 15 videos a month, and you know, it's like I probably spend 10 to 20 hours a week doing YouTube, just doing YouTube. So, like, you know, let's say it's 15 hours. That's then 60 hours a month. I'm on less than £1 an hour, you know, right there. So, you know, really, I'd need to be earning, well, I mean, if I wanted to earn, let's say, like £7 an hour with YouTube, I'd need to be on like what 10 times the amount I'm on now, or something like that. Maybe a little bit more, or maybe a little bit less, something like that. But yeah, so it's a shame that, you know, I can't necessarily earn more. Well, I can earn more, but it's hard to earn more. You know, like I'd have to really think outside the box to get a video to do really well in the reselling space, because the reselling space is so saturated these days. So it's quite hard. The only other route I could go down is doing collaborations with, you know, bigger channels and stuff, and then that brings over a few subs. But yeah, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm quite happy coming on a Thursday, having a chat to you guys. That's all I really do it for. I love the editing process. You know, I don't do the editing process for money at all. I just do it because I absolutely love it. And I love seeing what I can do with editing and stuff. So it's just nice for me. It's just a little hobby, and you know, if you can get paid for it, that's brilliant. So yeah, Corey, if you I think you are watching, aren't you? So yeah, definitely yeah, get that monetization applied for, and get yourself a little bit of extra money, because I know that you do it because you love it as well, because you've been doing it for so long without getting paid for it. So you must love it if you're still doing it. Ads, you're right, was busy in December, now it's dead. Well, you know, it's only been dead for a few days. I wouldn't say it's too bad. You know what I mean? It always goes like this. I've had it so many times before, and it's just one of those things where you just have to keep going with it and just keep churning those listings on. But I've got quite a few listings on myself, so, you know, it's not like I've got, you know, a very, very small inventory, and, you know, and nothing selling or whatever. I've got a larger inventory, so I've got some level of, I don't know, I suppose I want to call it backup, like, you know, like having a larger inventory, feel like you've got a bit of like a buffer or a barrier or something there, so you know that at some point some things are gonna go, because you've just got such a wide variety of items for sale. Now, okay, that can be a little bit misleading sometimes, because I'm sure there are people out there with a very large inventory that, you know, their sell-through rate is very, very low, so it can be a little bit misleading, the whole larger inventory thing. But I'm quite confident with the large percentage of my inventory is decent stuff, even though there might be a small percentage of it that is just sticky stuff that's kind of just holding on. But a large percentage of it is stuff that people will want. It's stuff that's priced in line with other sellers, and that is priced in line with sold listings. You know, so it's just about waiting for those sales really now, and just, you know, as I say, keep listing. So anyway, I'll just go down. I'm way behind on the chat, so I apologise. Let me go up a little bit. Oh, undercover arbitrage. I don't think I've seen them in the chat before. Maybe I have, so hi there. I need to hammer out the listing, as I have a huge death pile and I'm back to work in 8 weeks. Oh yeah, it'll be because you're a gardener, aren't you, Jason? So it'll be back to that sort of time where you're a gardener, a landscape gardener or something, are you? So yeah, I always thought that was cool when you said about that, because like having all that time off over winter, that's pretty cool. And I suppose it really does help with your reselling as well, especially because in Q4 that's in winter, so obviously the best time of the year reselling wise, you're kind of coming into being off for that as well, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, I'll just go down. Where are we here? People just chatting, I think. £35 a month, year later £50 a month, hopefully £70 a month next year. Yeah, I mean, it's just, with YouTube, it's just your back catalogue. That's what I'd focus on now, like just churning out the videos, churning out as many videos as I can, doing quality videos at the same time as well, and then over time your back catalogue pays you basically. And if I stopped doing YouTube now, I'd still earn some money, like I'd still have a trickling little bit of income coming in, even like if I stopped, because as long as my videos are still live, because it's just the back catalogue that keeps getting views and stuff. But obviously my income would drop off quite a lot. Like, I wouldn't be earning £50 a month. I'd probably earn £50 a month like for the first month or two, you know, after I stopped, but then it had drastically dropped, probably to like £10 or £20, and then just slowly dwindle away month after month after that or something. Or it might, like, I don't know, it might just slowly taper off. I don't know, it might not be a huge, massive drop, but I would imagine it would be quite a drop because I'm not doing fresh content. But yeah, like, I'm just focused on just keep building my back catalogue, and also my other goal that I mentioned the other week is, you know, I really want to get to 1 million views. That'd be cool. And I actually I hit 400,000 about, and I shared it on Instagram. I hit that about 10 days ago now. I think 10 days ago, and then like now I'm already on 406,000. So I've got like 6,000 views in 10 days. So like I could get to 500,000 pretty quickly, like in maybe 2 months or so. And then that means that in another year I'll probably be at 1 million, or just under 1 million. So yeah, that'd be so cool. Like, to say that you got 1 million views on YouTube, that's cool, but it isn't actually 1 million people. Like, that's what I think that's what people misconstrue maybe some of the time. Some people don't misconstrue it, but like, I think some people who maybe aren't that well up on YouTube, or they're not a content creator, they would think that's like 1 million people, or like, you know, 700,000 people or whatever. But that 1 million views is honestly probably only about 10 to 15,000 people, in my honest opinion. Maybe even a little bit less than that, maybe like 5,000 to 7,500, because imagine all the people on my channel who've watched like all my videos, and if I've got like, you know, 700 700 videos or whatever at that time, then, you know, that's like 600 views coming from one person. So you see, it's like, even though you've got 1 million views, you actually haven't got anywhere near that in the actual reach of people that have seen your videos. So, you know, like, but it's still cool just to say, oh, I've got to 1 million views, even if it is, you know, just like a few thousand people that have actually watched them, watched loads of different videos of mine. So, but it's still cool. Yeah, right, we'll go down YouTube. Oh God, where's that now? Jumping again. YouTube is good in the long term. If you stopped YouTube, people will still watch it. Yeah, well, that's what I just said, wasn't it? So, what is the minimum wage in the UK? Jason says £7.50. I thought it has it not gone up a little bit? I thought it was like £8 or something now. I know it used to be like years ago. I remember it being like £6 odd, but I thought it was a bit more than £7.50 now, but maybe it is £7.50. But you have different or what used to happen is you had different tiers, didn't you? So like, was it from 16 to 18 there was a certain wage? Remember, like 18 to 21, and then 21 plus you have a certain wage as well, like minimum wage. So don't know whether that's still in place. But yeah, Jason says that's per hour, obviously. Yeah. Where are we? Yeah, that's. I think that's everything in the chat. Oh no, wait, no, we've got a few more. It's jumped again, I think. I don't know where I'm up to because it keeps jumping, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure what I've missed here. I think that's about it. I've just scrolled up the chat. I think that's about it from up the chat, so I'm pretty happy with that. I make videos for the same reason, but we all really need to push the UK reseller channels. The US is so above us. Yeah, like the US have didn't Waking hit like 100,000 subs not long ago, and I think Craigslist Hunt was fast approaching it. I don't know. I suppose what you've got to realise is that the US, I don't know the population of the US, but I'm guessing it's like, what, it must be minimum like 5, 6, 7 times the population of the UK. So if we like extrapolate, so let's say Nick is the biggest UK reseller, right, and he's got 20k subs now, right? Well, if we say the population of the US is like 6 times that of the UK, maybe it's 5 times, maybe it's 7 times, I'm not sure, I'm just going off an average. So 6 times that of the UK, then that would mean that the biggest US channel should be about 120k. And I think Waking's like just over 100k, it might be 105, 110k now. So because of that population increase, well, population difference, that would actually work out, you know, the same in theory because of the population. So that would mean that we are sitting at about right compared to the US. It's just that the US have a larger population than ours, so it feels like their channels are bigger than ours, but it's only because they've got a larger population, so therefore they get more subscribers, etc., and more views. But if we kind of take, it's like you're extrapolating the results, but I'm not sure of what the reverse word of that is, you know, when you're pulling back the results. But yeah, so Nick being on about 20k is about right. You know, whoever else is next, I'm guessing, who else is next in the UK reseller community? I'm guessing Ben or Cora. Is it Cora? I mean, it might be Cora and Helen, actually, about 10 or 11,000, something like that. And then it's Ben, I think, about 9k. And then we'll go down a bit further, and I think it's... Who else is it now? Maybe Laura Stubbs. She might be on like 7k or something. And then we go further and further down, and then we get a large clump of people between that 2,000 and 5,000 subscriber range. We have, you know, Z, we have Caroline and Phil, Celtic Traders, we have me, we have, who else? Sue's Piles of Shame. We have loads of people like between like 2 and 5k. So I think it's kind of, I think that does play a factor in this, you know. What we could do to grow our channels is we could all partner up with US resellers. Like, we could all get together, well, you know, like in a Google Hangout or whatever, and we could all have buddies. We could all have like across the pond buddies. So I partner up with, I don't know who, like one of the US, like, for example, let's say Bonafide Hustler or whatever. I partner up with him. Corey partners up with Lonnie from Garage Flips or whatever. And we do like cross content, right? So, you know, we kind of collaborate with each other, whether that's on live chats, whether that's on, like we do, you know, hauls together or whatever. We kind of collaborate with each other, and then we then kind of get some of their audience. But then what that comes under is, really, that kind of is just leeching off their audience, because we've got smaller subs than they have. So really what you want to do is to get a bit more of an equal footing, is find someone with the same amount of subscribers as you from the US scene. So I don't know who's got 2k subs from the US scene. Is like Mothership Products, Dwayne, or like Walking Picker or someone like that maybe. So then I partner up with them, and then it's a bit more equal, because they get like my subs, or they get some of my subs, and I get some of their subs, and we both grow each other that way, and we grow at the same rate because we've got the same amount of subscribers, and it's a bit more fair. Like, if I partnered up with Lonnie, or if I partnered up with Bonafide, it's not really fair for them, because they're not going. I've not got as many subs, so I couldn't offer them as much as they could offer me. So you see, it's a bit like one-sided in that respect. But you see, that's one way we could do it. If everyone in the UK reselling, everyone in the UK reselling community on YouTube wanted to grow, we do that. We could do like challenges with each other and stuff, and I think that would be really cool. Like, it would build more of a community and more of a bridge between the US resellers and the UK resellers, because I do feel like there's still this gap. Like, we have kind of bridged over a little bit with Nick and Z doing the chats with Raking and Bonafide and Ronnie Hart and Craigslist Hunter and stuff, but it's still not like really melted together or melded together as one, or whatever the word is. And it would be nice to see that, but you know, it's got to be done in the right way, and both parties have got to get, like, if we're doing collaborations, both parties have got to get an equal share out of it, some equal value out of it. So that's the kind of other side to it, really, as well. With doing collaborations with channels that are generally bigger than ours, you know, unless they just generally want to do a collaboration with a smaller channel because they enjoy their content and they like that person as a person, you know, and make friends with them or whatever. So it's kind of, it's interesting to see that, but I would like to see more of a, more of this community between the US and the UK, just generally, just friendly, just community, etc. I do see it, I do see there's US people who watch Nick's channel, there's US people who watch my channel, there's US people who watch other people's channels, but it just doesn't seem to, like, we don't seem to be completely, like, melting together kind of thing. So it would be nice to see something like that. I don't know whether I'm the man to start something like this off. I might do at some point. Really, it could just be started by doing a live chat with someone, really, and then it spurs on from there, and then people do challenges with each other and stuff. But I think it always peters out after a while. You know, we do live chats with each other, or we do this or that, but then you end up like the ball stops rolling, and you don't do as many collaborations, or you don't do as much with that community as you once did. You know, it's like in the UK reselling community on Facebook, you know, or on Insta or wherever. It doesn't really matter. You might have like little friendship groups that you talk to, or you might just even have one person that you talk to a lot. And then over the years or over the months, you end up talking to that person less, or talking to that friendship group less, and then you end up going to someone else's friendship group, or at least I do. That's what I do, because I've always been a person who doesn't like to tie themselves to one friendship group. So I like to have. I was like this in school, and I've mentioned this before. I used to go around all the different groups and chat to people, because I get a lot of buzz from just going around to different friendship groups, and like just meeting so many different people, and just like communicating with all different styles of people. And I've never been judgmental. I've never been, I've never held anyone's, what's the word, like anyone's flaws or anyone's disabilities, or any general stereotypes or anything. I've never held them in high regard. I don't care who it is, I'm gonna socialize with them. I love socializing with people, wherever they come from, whatever their background, and I've always been like that. So when we're on Facebook or when we're on Insta and I'm communicating with different people, I always have a tendency to shift my focus to a new friendship group, and then come back to that friendship group, and then go out to another friendship group, and I always have that nature in me, really. So I don't know whether other people do that, but anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. I was talking about all the collaborations and stuff, but yeah, anyway, I think it's kind of run its course, that one. So hey, there's probably silence is golden in the chat. Has anyone put it in? No. Oh, everyone's forgot it already. Right then, I don't think there's anything else. Oh no, there is a load of chat. It's just jumped. Right, one sec, I'll have to go up the chat again. Right, here we go. Oh, there's not too much to go through. I'm in pretty content. I'm pretty content. Oh, right. I thought you were using content as in video, but you're using content in the text of just like, happiness, I suppose. Right, okay. I can read that again now. I'm pretty content with my 26k views. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even like... I looked at my views when it was on about 350k, and I didn't even realise how I had got to 350k views. Like, I had looked at it and I was like, how the hell did I even get that? Because I didn't even check it. Like, I didn't check it for ages. Because I was just doing YouTube for the love of doing it. I used to come on here, I used to do live streams all the time. Like, I used to do, I didn't even do recorded videos for about 6 months. I just did live streams because I loved coming on and just chatting. So yeah, I didn't even look at it. And then I started looking at 350k, and then I kept checking in on it. And I think it's been about maybe 4 to 6 months, I think it's been, from about 350k or thereabouts to about 400 odd k what I'm on now. So yeah, about 4 to 6 months, I'd say. So yeah, it's just like, it just keeps growing, and I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. But you don't really check in on it, you don't really focus on it, when you don't, because I didn't look at my analytics for ages on YouTube, so I wasn't focused on it at all. I just did YouTube, and whatever views I got, was some views, really. I didn't necessarily, like, back in about, I don't know, 2017 or maybe early 2018, I was very heavily focused on getting views, and I wanted more views, but then I went through a period of then not really caring about my views, and now I'm at the period of like, well, I'll try and get some views, I'll try and make good content that people want to watch and enjoy, but, whoever watches, and if I get views, I get views, if I don't, I don't, but at least I'm going to try and fulfill people's wishes on the videos, and try and get some views as well at the same time. But for a long time I was very self-absorbed with YouTube, so I would only do content that I wanted to do, and then when I wouldn't get views on that content, I would get angry because, not angry, but frustrated, at the fact that, well, why didn't I get views on that? Because I really enjoyed doing that. But what you have to understand about YouTube is it's not what you enjoy doing, it's what people want to watch. Like, I don't enjoy I enjoy doing the vlogs, but I don't enjoy doing the vlogs as much as I like the best videos I enjoy doing, hands down, are just computer videos, like the sales videos, because they are so easy. They're just so nice and professional and easy. But like the vlogs, like I'm starting to enjoy them more and more now I'm doing them, and I can appreciate the editing of them and stuff a lot more. But they're not my favourite type of video to do. However, I know, based on the views that they've got, based on the number of dislikes compared to likes they've got, I know that the vast majority of my audience do like those short little vlogs of maybe 10 to 15 minutes. A lot of people get a lot of enjoyment at that because they can see my day in a nice little concise way. You know, I can use some jump cuts and stuff. I can use a little bit of B-roll of, you know, random town or whatever I'm going to, or, you know, a bit of B-roll from the car and stuff, and just throw that in there as a transitional sort of slide. And then, you know, people just like that. People get a lot of joy out of seeing a journey from the start of my day to the end of my day, and what a reseller is doing, for, you know, on a random Tuesday from 9 AM in the morning to 6 o'clock at night. And, you know, you can capitalize on getting more views by just increasing your editing ability, and just maybe putting like optimized titles in there, but not only optimized titles, emotive titles and emotive thumbnails that people want to click on. Like what video did I do? Like, there was a video that I did not long ago at Christmas time, where I did all in caps, and it was just like, let's see what I've sold. And that isn't necessarily an optimized title, probably far from it, to be honest, but it was emotive title, so I knew that people would click on it. And then I just did a very, very generic thumbnail. Maybe I could have actually done a better thumbnail with that one, and people clicked on it, and it got half decent views. It wasn't brilliant for me, but it got half decent views. But something like, when you're doing an emotive title with also a specific keyword that you're targeting in the title, and then you do a very clickable emotive thumbnail that stands out and that's bright. Maybe in Photoshop you could add up the saturation a little bit to then make it stand out a bit more. You know, basically when you add up the saturation, you can make your face go a bit more tanned, and you make the background go a little bit, you know, brighter coloured. And that makes people click more if you see the thumbnail. So if you do like an emotive title with a specific keyword you're targeting, then map that keyword into a load of different phrases in your tags, using up all your 500 characters in your tags, specifying that specific keyword. So if you want to target, I don't know, if you want to target like, I don't know, like first car boot of 2019, that's a video I did very recently. Great, that is a great title. You've got 2019 in there as well. We're just coming to 2019, so there's not going to be many people producing those videos, or if there is, there's only going to be a small selection, because in the reselling community, although it's a saturated community, a lot of the people in the reselling community in UK and US don't really know how to do optimized titles and stuff, because they're not professional YouTubers or anything like that. So you can capitalize on that. Do that video, specify the keyword of maybe eBay reselling 2019, or car boot haul 2019, or first car boot trip in 2019, something like that would be pretty good. You then map that onto all your tags, you know, sort of move them around a little bit, rejig your tags, do different order of words in there, but kind of relating to that same keyword. Obviously then do all your tags. Then what you want to do is put your hashtags at the bottom of your description, and you do that, and then map your title into your bottom of your description as well. That might work. And then you can just push forward. You can get good search results for those tags, and then the snowball just rolls then, and you can get more and more views from it, because you're ranking for those tags, and it's a keyword that isn't too saturated yet, because we're only just in 2019, and not many of those videos in the reselling community will have been made yet. So and then you do, you know, like you've got an optimized title. It might not be that emotive, so what you can do to make the video overall a little bit more emotive is you can use an emotive thumbnail, so that then basically you've got a little bit of emotion spread in there that makes people want to click. But yeah, I'll leave it at that, because I've rambled quite a lot on that. Just grab a cup of tea. This is probably cold now. Yeah, it is cold, but oh well. 8.21 minimum wage, Sean says. Oh, right, I didn't know that. I did think it... Oh, for over 25s, yeah. I wasn't sure because, basically, you know, who was it? Jason in the chat, wasn't it? He said 750, and I was like, is it more than that? But I wasn't thinking it was much more. I think maybe like 7.75 or 8 quid, but yeah, 8.21. So there's an over 25 bracket as well, is there? That's interesting. I thought it was just like 16 to 18, 18 to 21, and then 21 plus or something like that. But I didn't know there was like a 25 plus bracket. So yeah. Love Laura, big homie, haha, her shop is so cool. I've watched a couple of her shop videos, it does look cool. It's a nice, I think it's cool to have a shop. You know, I've always said it, I'd like to have a little shop myself, and it is like a cool thing, but I'd like to have it in like a location where I know all the people in the community and stuff, and you know, like one of them old time shops where they've been there for like 50 years, and I know this doesn't really happen that much anymore because a lot of shops on the high street now don't last that long, and a lot of them are obviously sadly going away now, but I just love to have a little shop that I know everyone in the community, and like I've been there for like 50 years, you know, when I'm like 60 odd or 70 odd, and you know, I'm like, yeah, just like a part of the community kind of thing, and I just love that kind of buzz of just being, you know, just being a part of that community, and people coming in and you have a chat with them, and it's just nice, isn't it? It's just that, it's like just, you know, like I come on here now to talk to you guys, but instead of doing it this way, I'm doing it in a shop with someone else, just from a local community kind of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. I like this idea, lad. It would help grow the community. We should make it happen. Well, you know, I've got a few ideas. I wanted to do that idea of trying to help out some of the... first I want to try and get this idea of helping some of the channels in the UK reselling community get up to 1,000 subs before I do that one. So I'll need to ask a load of people to basically shout out one like channel in the UK that's on, like, let's say 800 or 900 subs, and then let's see with all the combined shout outs if we can get that channel up over 1,000 subs. You know, I'd like to do that, but I need to actually get an idea of how I'm going to do it, because what I want to do is try and somehow make it as easy for people who I'm asking to do that shout out, make it as easy and as effective and as professional as I can do. So what I was thinking is, what I do is I pinpoint a channel that's under 1,000 subs, let's say Peter Ray's Adventure or Steve Green Adventure or whoever else is under 1,000 subs. What I do is I create like a little end screen or something like that for their channel, or a little, you know, like a little promotional video that's like 10 seconds, and it has their picture there with their little, you know, their logo. Maybe there's something else to do with their channel on there, maybe a little bit of information about them or something like that. And then what I could do from that is, because I've got a little, you know, little start video, little intro video, whatever, I could then send that to all the different channels who would like to opt into this idea of, you know, helping the community grow and helping people in the community grow. I could send that to all of them, and then all they need to do, they don't need to do anything but literally put that little video clip when they're editing a new video. They just need to put that in the start of the video, at the end of their video, and then it shouts out someone. And if I do that with all the channels in the UK reselling group, like if I asked everyone, and let's say, you know, 60% of them say yes, that's a lot of exposure for that one channel, and we could even all upload the video. Well, maybe not this actually, because we get overrun by videos all on the same day. I was thinking we could all upload it on the same day, so then all the subscribers go over there on one day. But maybe not. I don't know whether that'd work, because it might be just too many people uploading videos on the same day, to be honest. So might be just better just when people upload the next video we do that. But I don't mind making that little 10-second or 5-second intro. Wouldn't take me long. It'd only take me about half an hour, 45 minutes or something. So yeah, so I wouldn't mind doing that, and then that makes it easier for the people who do want to actually help the channel in question, because I don't want to ask people and then have to get them to do a load of work to shout out the channel, and I don't want the people who opt into this to just give a verbal shout out, because when you give a verbal shout out on YouTube to someone, it doesn't have the same impact to the viewers. Like, the viewers just kind of tune off and think, yeah, well, I probably won't check them out or whatever, because they can't actually see a photo of the person. They can't actually see where they need to go or anything to find that channel if you're just giving them a channel name. When you've got a picture of them and a little bit of a bio or something, like a very, very small couple of sentences on them, or maybe you've got a little channel banner, like a channel art banner at the bottom or something as well, then that what it does is it associates a human, like a real person, with that channel, and they can look at the photo, can read the bio very, very quickly in this 5 or 10 second intro, or maybe even I could narrate the bio for them, which would be even better actually, because people don't generally read stuff that much when they're watching a video. But I could actually narrate the bio, and then that'll instill in them, oh, actually, that this is a real person. Oh, look, you know, they're a family man or whatever it is, you know, they've got, like, their picture might be them with, you know, family or whatever, or it might be just them as they are, or whatever it may be. They can actually see them, and they can relate to them in some way, more than they would with just a verbal shout out. So then they go across to their channel. They could then put the link to the channel in the description. Actually, that was what I'd do, actually. I'd put a link to channel in description at the bottom of the promo intro, and then they just go down below and subscribe that way, so they don't have to type it in or anything. That'd work better. So yeah, and then I'd obviously say that and narrate that in the intro piece, because it's a call to action, so you need to make sure that people are actually going down below and actually checking out that link. So yeah, you know, like for example this here now, right? So I'll give you an example, right? So here we go, right? So if I say this, you know, what shall I say, right? Oh, check out the packaging links in the description, right? So you see what I did there, right? What I've done is I've said, check out the packaging links in the description. I've said where I want you to go, and then I've done with my hands a little gesture, little call to action of, oh, go down there. That's where they are. It's down there. It's down. There's the packaging links down there. Whereas if I didn't do that, if I said, and let's say I changed my tone as well, and I say, check out the packaging links in the description, it's not, you know, it's not there. But if I go, oh, don't forget, guys, check out the packaging links in the description, you see what I mean? It all contributes to actually people making that move and choosing to go down there and, you know, click on that channel or click on that link to wherever it is. So you see what I mean? That little call to action is better than just a mundane thing that isn't that good, you know? So maybe we could actually have little arrows or something either side. I mean, this is getting very in the realm of like 2009 internet marketing territory here, but yeah, you could maybe have arrows either side, you know, pointing down. But yeah, that is the little red arrow trick from splash pages like 2009 2010. My god, don't you remember that? Oh god, terrible. Anyway, we're not far off the you know, the end of the chat. I can't believe it. My god. Right, where are we now? Let's go up. I'm sorry, I'm so far behind on the chat. Right, here we go. Right. In other words, just bought some spicy Skittles from Poundland. I've never had those spicy Skittles. I'd have to try them, I think, because they sound pretty cool. Yeah, Nick does a few with the reseller kills. Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, Nick does actually do a few, so yeah. But yeah, I think Nick's probably the main person for actually doing the collaborations, like getting out there. Most other people don't seem to do anything, like even including myself, you know. I'm as bad. I don't do anything. I don't, I mean, I think once I might have asked someone about a collaboration, maybe from the US, I don't know. Or maybe I was thinking of doing and I didn't or something. I don't know what it was. Right then, let me have a look. Mainly just chat. Oh, Andrea Hills is in. Hi there, Andrea. We've got just got a load of random chat, to be honest. Bumcrack Picker's in. Hi there, BCP. Karen's in. Hi there, Karen. Oh, a load of people just jumping in. I just do what I want. I just do what I want to do on YouTube. Oh, right, there we go. Right, I was struggling reading that then. Right, so I just do what I want to on YouTube, and will always do it in that way, even if I get 1,000. Not doing it for the money. Yeah, very true. I fell foul of doing it for like trying to do it for the money, But what happens when you try and do it for the money is that you don't do things in the way that is natural to you, if that kind of makes sense. Like, you just try and do things very... It's almost like... It's not necessarily like scripted, but it's almost like that. You know, it feels false. It feels a little bit weird, a little bit different, you know? Whereas now I'm doing it more because I enjoy what I do and enjoy the editing side of it, and I love all that side of it, like I was talking about before. But also, I'm doing it because I want, you know, I genuinely want people to enjoy the videos. So I've looked over the past couple of months at what people want to see and which of my videos people respond better to, and it's definitely the sales updates, the vlogs, the you know, I mean, some haul videos do pretty well, so I'm gonna stick to mainly doing vlogs, mainly doing sales updates, and then the odd haul video as well, because that's what people respond better to. And you know, maybe, I mean, to be honest, I don't enjoy 100% making the vlogs. Sometimes I don't enjoy doing them, like I've mentioned previously in this video. But I know that if I want to do right by my audience and I want them to get the most enjoyment out of it, I've got to sacrifice somewhat, a little bit of my enjoyment in doing some of the videos that I may want to do, or that I may not want to do, because at the end of the day with YouTube, I feel it's just as much giving up a sense of your enjoyment for someone else's enjoyment, because they're like the consumer of the content, and then obviously that means that they can get a better experience out of it, and then you will always get some level of fulfillment and enjoyment out of it. Like, I absolutely love editing the vlogs. The only thing I don't particularly like with doing the vlogs is sometimes doing the B-roll, and sometimes doing, you know, just trying to remember to keep doing the vlogs and getting as much footage as I can. Sometimes I don't particularly quite like doing that, opposed to doing like a solid video, like a sales update, where you can just do it from, you know, in 20 minutes, you know, 10-20 minutes, I can just get it all done in one go. But if I want to do right by my audience, I know, I've come to the realization that I need to sacrifice a little bit of my enjoyment, so that then I can produce the content that they want to see, opposed to what I would like to see. If I was doing this channel like completely focused on what I want to see, and this would completely kill the channel, by the way, I would basically do kind of what I'm doing now, but with just like a lot more comedy shorts. Like, I would do I'd basically do one comedy short a week, or even more than that, but I'm not going to do that, because my desire to make this channel succeed, you know, is more than my desire to do the comedy shorts. Because what would happen if I did the comedy shorts, because part of my audience is split at the moment. We've got half the people who come here for the serious reselling content, and we've got half the people, half my viewers, who are the regular viewers who don't really mind what I do, you know, don't really mind the content I do. So what would happen is I would lose half of my audience essentially over time, and my views would go down and down and down, and that would make me more negative anyway in the long term. And although I would be doing, you know, the comedy shorts and some things that I like, I wouldn't be getting the response I would like necessarily. Well, maybe not the response, but I wouldn't be getting the views that I would like, and therefore that would make me very down and very depressed. So, you know, I've come to the realization that if I want to get the results that I want to get, I need to sacrifice a little bit of my enjoyment on the front end of it, kind of thing, for my viewers. And that means that obviously my channel will grow, my channel will be more successful, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to do the comedy shorts. Of course I'm going to do the comedy shorts. Of course I'm going to satisfy my need to do those, but it's just, instead of like once a week or whatever, I'm just going to do them once every few months. And in that small little encapsulated bubble of doing them once every few months, what happens is that the serious people who view my channel for the serious content, they might be like a little bit shocked with one video, but they're probably not going to unsubscribe, so, you know, that's okay. So I've kind of satisfied those. And then the regulars, they get at least a comedy short as well every now and then. Now, of course, there's going to still be a handful of people who aren't going to like it, and I understand that, and I accept that, and I agree with that. Not everyone should like my videos, and that's fine. And but this is the best way. This kind of new strategy that I've employed, or that I've got going, is the best way to satisfy and to make as many people happy as I can, opposed to having more people unhappy than happy, let's say. So if I want the majority of my audience to be happy, this is the best route to go down. And also, it fulfills my own happiness in quite a lot of the way as well. Because genuinely, on a lot of my videos, as you'll see, I'm more than happy making them. I'm more than happy filming them, editing them, etc. And I've put a lot of work into that. And I wouldn't do that if I wasn't directly enjoying them. But sometimes, as I mentioned, you do have to take out a little bit of that enjoyment for the people you're serving. It's like I'm in a restaurant and I'm like serving a meal. I might want to serve up the most flamboyant meal I could possible. But if that person who you're serving doesn't want the most flamboyant meal possible, you can't serve it to them, or they're just going to run off, aren't they? So you see what I mean? You can't, maybe that little analogy, or whatever it would be called, maybe that would actually give you a better understanding of what I'm trying to talk about. Opposed to maybe just me rambling about and trying to figure out a way of conveying my message to you in some way. But I suppose if you're a YouTuber, you'd get it. If you aren't a YouTuber, you might not quite get it, you know, because when you're in the shoes of a YouTuber, you kind of understand, you know, you kind of understand a little bit more. But yeah, anyway, I'll go down the chat. I know I'm rambling again. If you enjoy it, keep doing it, doing what you love. You can't hit 1k, Karen. You can't not hit 1k, Karen. Confuse me ads, lol. Tags, keywords right over my head. Yeah, it's quite, don't get too hung up on pleasing your YouTube audience. If you make videos you don't enjoy, just to get the views, it will show. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. Like, it's, as I was saying before, like, it feels like when I was doing the videos just for the views, I was, like, incredibly unhappy. Like, and a lot of the videos I was doing to get views were the charity shop hunting videos that did really, really well for me. Like, one of them's on, like, 4.5k views, and there's a handful of them on, like, you know, I think about 1 to 3k views. So it did really well for my channel, particularly. But I was not enjoying making those videos. I was like, it's just like factory farmed content, you know? It's like, I'm just doing this to do it. I'm not actually doing it to get enjoyment out of it. So I that's why I stopped doing those videos for a long time. And then when I started doing them again, I had a bit of a different thought process behind doing them. I didn't say to myself, I'm doing these to get views. I said to myself, I'm doing these to create something unique, something different. And I'm trying to change up the way, when I do charity shop videos, I'm trying to change up the way I do them to satisfy myself a little bit more, but also satisfy my audience, as I was saying a minute ago. So what I'm doing is I'm incorporating more of a vlog style into them, instead of just the mundane, right, let's do charity shop filming and do this, and it seems very cold and calculated to me. So what I do instead is I make it a journey. So instead of just showing the charity shops and going, right, we're going around the charity shops and then just do this around the charity shops, and it's a bit boring and cold for me, I do, right, you know, I'll wake up at 8 o'clock or 7:30, and then I'll get some B-roll from wherever in my house, and then I'll add a little bit of music to it, and then, you know, I'll say, right, this is what we're doing today, this is how the day is going to be structured, or something like that, and then I'll do a bit of B-roll in the car and get that, then I'll do a small bit of B-roll around the charity shop, sometimes with music, sometimes without, and then I do a few little bits of talking head vlogs in there as well, spread throughout it, and then a bit more B-roll, and then I come back home, and then I'm just genuinely showing you what my day is about. And that, to me, that sort of process of the journey from, you know, like 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night, I like the journey. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't always like doing all the filming of it, but I do like the journey. I like the layout. I like the being able to show you my entire day. Like, when I get to the finished article, when I get to the finished vlog, I'm like, yeah, I really like that. You know, I can watch that. It's well paced. I'm happy with it, you know, and that's really good. But sometimes, as I say, I can get a bit like, when I'm doing individual bits of footage, or I forget to do bits of footage, the enjoyment can slip a little bit, but I enjoy that more, and I feel more genuine doing that journey of the day when I'm doing the charity shops, rather than just trying to get as much charity shop footage as possible to whack together a half-assed video that hopefully will get me 3,000 views, you know? It's like, that's completely, you're not even doing right by your audience doing that, are you, you know? I'd rather do something that I genuinely love, and if it gets like 500 views, or it gets 1,000 views, or whatever it gets, but I've genuinely enjoyed putting it together, and I can be proud of that video because it's well edited, opposed to doing something that I'm just trying to get as much footage as possible to whack together something that'll then get me, you know, a load of views, and then that'll get me some money, you know? So yeah, there's been a big progression with me and YouTube for the last 4 years, and I've battled with doing it for myself, and doing it for other people, and doing it for views, and doing it for money, and doing it for the enjoyment of doing it, and now I'm kind of in the realm of just doing it for all of this, you know? So I do it a little bit for the money, I do it a little bit for the views, I do it a little bit for the editing, I do it a little bit for you guys as well, I do it probably the most for you guys as well, and then I do it a large portion for myself as well. So probably the biggest two slices of that pie, if we were to do a pie chart or whatever, would be I do it for me and I do it for you guys, and then the money is a smaller part of it, and then the what else did I say? The editing, well, the editing's probably quite a big part of it as well, because I love the editing. And then whatever else I said on that pie chart will be another smaller portion of it. But yeah, anyway, I've rambled about that for so long, so silence is golden. Oh, someone's put it, brilliant. Right, okay. Did you bring the bins in? No, I do that later on. My dad gets annoyed with me if I don't do it, so I have to try and do it, otherwise he'll just moan at me. Right then, Brexit, reselling, Brexit, oh god, no, we're not going on about Brexit, don't say about Brexit, I'm not doing that. I don't even watch the news, I don't bother, so. Right, let's have a look up the chat. I'm going to go in a minute because we're over an hour actually, aren't we? Do not take investment from Sean. No, don't bother, no, we're not talking about investing. Tough question. If monetization was taken away, would you still do it? I would do it. I have battled with this in my mind for a while. There was a long time that I was thinking to myself, no, I wouldn't do it. But now, like over the last 6 months or so, I would do it, but I'd only do one video a week. I'd probably, you know what I'd probably do? I'd still do Thursday talks, but I wouldn't do hardly any of the other videos. I might have the compulsion to edit a good vlog every now and then, but like, if I'm being directly honest with you, I would probably just do one video a week, because it's not so much that, I mean, I don't get paid much. I've just said in the start of this video, you know, I get about 50 quid a month from YouTube, and you know, it's not enough to warrant the time I put in. It's not enough to, so I'm doing it right now. It's almost like I am doing it for nothing right now, because I put, like, as I said, like 60 hours in a month or something like that with YouTube. So it virtually is like I'm doing it for nothing now. So if that was taken away, I can't see it changing too much, but at the same time, I think I would drop a lot of stuff. Like, I'd do it because I love it, but I'd drop a lot of the well-edited or the heavy edited stuff, because it wouldn't be worth me doing the heavy edited stuff. But coming on here, setting this up for 5 minutes, and then going for an hour, and then, you know, for a bit of a social time or whatever, then yeah, well, I suppose it's social time in one aspect of the word, then yeah, I would do that. I would still do that, but it would mainly be just one live show a week, and that'd be it, really. But yeah, it is a tough question. It's very tough. Ads, how much Steam have you still got? The price is tanked. I've got like 12,000, like 12,200 or something. I've got another, I want to try and buy another 6,000. I've got 6,000, like, I've got about 4,000 or 5,000 Steam worth, like 4,000 or 5,000 Steam worth of crypto in another cryptocurrency. Like, if I exchanged that crypto for Steam, I'd get like 4 or 5k Steam. So I want to try and get to 18,000, because when you get to 18,250 on Steam, in Steam Power, you get 1 Steam a day for the interest rate. So for mining Steam, so you get you get 1 Steam a day, because when you hit 18,250, you divide that by 100, which is 182.5. or 180, yeah, 182.5, times that number by 2, which is a 2% interest you get a year, you then get 365 Steam per year, which is 1 Steam a day added to your Steam power. So I'm like, I really want to do that. Steam's actually gone up like the last 2 days. It's going down a bit now because basically it got way overextended on the chart, and then I drew a fib retracement on the graph, and I could see that it was going to come down to its moving averages. But then it's actually, the last couple of hours, it's held at the moving averages. So I think there's going to be 2 scenarios that's going to happen. It's going to either, like, you know, consolidate for a little bit and then drop down and then not hold the bull run and then obviously go back down to lower lows. Or what's going to happen is going to maybe consolidate for a very short period of time before then continuing up on the bull trend and then, or the bull run, and we'll have a little bit of a short-term bull run going. I don't know what it would get to in the short-term bull run, maybe 40 cents, something like that. But I'm more than happy with that because I've been compiling my Steam from my earnings, so I've got like 160 Steam to sell. So at like 40, or I mean, if it got to 50 cent on the bull run, then I could dump my 160 for like what's that? I don't know, $80, about $80 or something. So I'd be fairly happy with that. And that's just my earnings from the last like month or something like that. I think about the last 40 days I've been compiling that for. So I've made like 70 quid or 65 quid over the last 40 days. And bear in mind, we're in a bear market, as I've mentioned loads of times with crypto. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that for 40 odd days. Because in a bull market, that figure will be times by like 10 when we get back to going back to all-time high territory or just below. So, you know, in the bull market, every like 30 days or so, I could be getting 400 or 500 quid or 300 or 400 quid. So, yeah, that's really, really good. So that's a good chunk of income because as I've always said, my long-term goal is to live off passive income or basically become a full-time investor. So I've got enough in investments to basically cover all my bills, and I don't really need to work. However, I will still work because if I don't work, I'll end up getting depressed. Because I'm prone to that side of, you know, my nature is very prone to that side of looking at things, you know, very pessimistic or very down. So yeah, I would still work, I'd still do reselling, but it would just take the pressure off, you know. I wouldn't need to resell to the extent that I am doing now. You know, I could just do a couple of 100 items on eBay and just chill with it, you know. And that's kind of what I'd like, a bit more of a relaxed lifestyle in that way. And I could maybe even set up another couple of projects on the side, charity projects or whatever it may be that I have ideas with. But yeah, it just means I can just chill a little bit, and I've got that financial security that I've always wanted, and I can also be financially independent without too much work about it as well. Because I think there's this big culture at the moment with, oh, you've got to work. But to me personally, I think work is pointless unless you're gonna work smart. Because if you don't work smart, then you're just working for the hell of it, and you're just grinding down your body and your fingernails and all the rest of it, and you're just working to die essentially. So you don't want to work to die. You want to work to enjoy your life, and you want to work because you enjoy it. So and work for enjoyment to me would be doing less of it. You know, would be working more like 3 days a week in comparison to, you know, like 6 or 7 days a week I'm working now, which is insanity, you know. But then again, I'm in a biased viewpoint at this point in time because, you know, like I am working a lot at the moment. So if I were to go down to 3 days a week, I'd probably end up thinking, no, this is too little work. So, you know, you've always got to flip, you know, you've always got to look at it in that way. Like, I think maybe a good average would be working, instead of working the 6 or 7 days, work the 4 or 5 days, not necessarily as low as 3 days, but, you know, it depends where you are in your headspace and how much time you're working at the moment. That'll really, you know, make you either want to work more or work less, depending on how much you're working at the moment, because you're biased in that way. You know, if you're working too much or you feel you're working a lot, then you'll want to work a lot less, and then if you're working like hardly any time, then you might want to work a lot more than you would actually want to work, you know. So anyway, I've rambled enough today. It's been a good one. We've had an hour and 10 minutes gone by, I think, or something like that. So yeah, I will leave it there, guys. Oh God, there's so much chat. I'm sorry I've not I'm sorry I've not even covered anyone's chat. All this cryptocurrency will run out of Steam one day. Oh, that's brilliant. He's put Steam as in EAM. Oh, that's class. Question, Brexit, yes or no? What's your thoughts on the whole situation? Right, I do not watch the news. I do not watch anything. I'll just say this very quickly. I do not have any, I do not have any knowledge of anything whatsoever. So therefore, I don't really have the right to have an opinion. But I am going to right now say we should not leave the EU. I don't have any... The only reasoning is on that is because I like to be a part of something. You know, I like to... I like to feel that we would be a part of a larger... Is the EU a nation? Is that the right word to use? I don't know. But a part of a larger thing, you know? So, and it just feels like if we were a part, or if we were to remain a part of a larger thing, then that would be beneficial trade-wise and stuff and all the rest of it. Or I would assume, compared to if we left. So, yeah, that's all I have to say on it. I don't have any knowledge on it, but... I'm pretty sure remain is a good answer. You know, I wouldn't, actually, yeah, remain in the EU is a good answer. I wouldn't necessarily say Brexit is going to be good, particularly on an economic standpoint. But as I say, I don't know anything about it. I don't watch the news. I don't listen to it. I'm just merely saying what I think would be the best option, even though I've not got any knowledge on what would be the best option. So... yeah, that's just what I feel. If I looked into it more, maybe I'd say Brexit is, yeah, go for it. It might make us a stronger nation in terms of being independent or whatever. I don't know. But right now, I'd just say, remain or stay in the EU because it's nice being a part of a family, you know. But anyway, I'm sure that's not how other people see it. I'm sure they don't see the EU as a family. I'm sure they see it. Some people see it as a leech or whatever. But for me, I think, it'd be nice to be a part of something. And, in the EU, we've got some awesome countries in the EU. We've got, Germany, and we've got, Italy and Spain. So it's I think they're all in the EU. Yeah, they are all in the EU, aren't they? Right, yeah. Anyway, so, so it's, cool countries in there. So, if we're a part of that, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? So, yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. So, that's my random ramblings for today. Yeah, weird day, just random stuff I've talked about today. So, if you liked it, then please leave a like down below. If you have any comments, questions, or queries, drop them down below. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Next video is tomorrow at 7 PM. It'll be a sales update, so I've not done one in a while. So, yeah, be sure to tune in for that, and I will see you in the next one. So, see you very soon, guys.